Okay, so look, guys, I know that this is not going to be the first time, may not even be the last time that you hear this, but I'm playing through Horizon Forbidden West. I beat Horizon Zero Dawn when it originally released, and I gotta say, I do not like Aloy. I would go as far as to say I hate Aloy as a character. My reasoning for hating Aloy is a lot different than most people. It has nothing to do with agendas or whatever else people say. Well, not entirely. This is not a channel that's supposed to be about politics or anything about that. It's strictly about gaming. But unfortunately, I can't deny and say that, people's views on different things do get pushed into a game's development. Got to remember, at the end of the day, people are making these games, and whatever someone believes, they might implement in their art. Now, because I have no proof that anyone implemented any political BS into Aloy's creation, I'm not going to say definitively that it's in there. What I am going to do is point out my reasons why I hate this character. First off, let's get this out the way. Aloy's design has nothing to do with the hate. It's purely how the character is written and the character's personality. In fact, I believe more people hate Aloy than they realize, because they recently released that Lego Horizons is coming out, something I'm looking forward to. As even though I do hate Aloy, I like the Horizon games from the gameplay perspective. But one thing I noticed about the Lego Horizon trailer was so many people said, I actually like this depiction of Aloy more than the actual real Aloy in the canon games. They like the Lego version of her, and I have a reason why they do. One of the worst things a writer can do when it comes to creating a character is making a character that's unlikable. And I really believe deep down inside, more people hate Aloy as a character than they even realize. Let's get this part out the way. Aloy, from a strictly heroic standpoint, is awesome. She's fighting all these crazy robot dinosaur, dragon type things, whatever you want to call them. She's fighting these robot animals. She's blowing stuff up. She's saving the world. So her heroic deeds is what's interesting. But her personality, how she speaks and treats people, is god awful. I don't think anyone who actually sat and really played these games can say otherwise. Which is why when you watch the Lego Horizon trailer and you see how happy she is, she's still doing those same heroic deeds, but she seems to be smiling, happy, upbeat energy. It comes off more positive. Now, it's interesting because I did a review of Forspoken. That's a game that a lot of people hate that main character, Faye. The thing is that with that character, I personally feel that they gave enough hints to why she behaves the way she behaves, and she was a way more diverse character. I truly believe people just hate that character based off of surface value. They're not really this. They look at the surface level of that character. They didn't really play the game, pay attention to it. And they already had a lot of hate going in. So they didn't pick up the nuances and even the blatant explanations for why she behaves the way she does. And the difference between her and Aloy is that throughout the game, especially at the end, the character actually changes and develops into a better person. So anyone that just hates Faye from Forspoken, I just really believe you didn't really play the game. Aloy, on the other hand, people try to write it off and say, well, the reason she comes off kind of rude or standoffish is because she was an outcast. First of all, you got to remember, she had a father figure, Roth, or however you say his name. She had him the entire time. So she knew how to speak to somebody. In the first game, she even communicated with certain people who didn't really care about her being an outcast. There were a few people she talked to, and the game tells you that. She knows how to communicate with people, yet she treats people like utter garbage, even her closest allies. Now, I'm not done with Horizon Forbidden West. I am enjoying the game, gameplay-wise. But Aloy, at first I thought maybe they wrote her better. Nope, she's still the crappy, horrible character. And let me tell you what part pisses me off the most, is that there is a underlying thing that you could pick up throughout this game. Aloy's hatred, or let me not say hatred, Aloy's way of communicating with people changes depending upon who she's speaking to. If Aloy is talking to someone who is a power that she needs to use, she knows how to not be so like she's going to be straightforward in the sense she's just going to communicate what she needs to get done or whatever, but she's going to know how to placate them. So that indicates she has some level of intelligence with communication. If someone can placate you, if someone can know how to communicate with one individual compared to another, they're not unintelligent when it comes to communication. Aloy treats almost every male character, even her closest friends, like garbage. She does it in unique different ways, but she treats them like garbage. When it comes to female characters though, Aloy seems to be a lot more understanding, a lot more forgiving, a lot more less attitude when it comes to the female characters. And I find that to be interesting, especially if you know some things about Aloy later on. I don't want to spoil it, but there's some things about Aloy you'll figure out. And if you connect those two dots, you'll say, wait a minute, in real life, I know women who behave this particular way. If I were to put a label on it, I'm not going to get political, but you could figure it out for yourself. The interesting thing is, if they design Aloy to be this character type, this type of female character that has this kind of automatic disliking of males and this kind of more understanding or more kindness to females, that character type in real life, most people do not like, which leads me to believe they purposely made Aloy unlikable. So let me give you some understanding of what I mean. Let me give you some examples. In the beginning of Horizon Forbidden West, Aloy meets this kind of diplomat type dude. He's some guy that has to read off scrolls or whatever, and he's kind of a douche. He's an uppity type guy. Not a horrible person, just uppity. And Aloy treats him how a lot of characters in movies and games treat uppity people. The hero treats them. They treat them like they're snarky little pieces of crap that's annoying, right? So her treating him kind of rudely makes sense. This is a common trope. This happens all the time. Normal behavior. Aloy, if you keep playing the game, not too long after, comes to this village where she helps out this robot deity-like thing, this creature, robot creature that they treat as a deity. And there's a side mission where you could talk to a villager who doesn't like that foreigners in her village. She is yelling and cussing out Aloy like there's no tomorrow. Aloy is quiet, calm, polite. She even like kind of in a docile way says, I kind of saved you guys. What she called it, like a land god or something. I saved you guys, land god, and I would think that would make you more nicer to me. She doesn't say those exact words, but that's what she's basically saying. And this woman who's yelling at her, who's treating her way worse than this diplomat that was a male did, Aloy's still more nice to this woman. She's more kind to this woman.
What do you want?
Is there some sort of problem?
The problem is foreigners. You're the second one I've seen today. Sooner you all go, the better this soil will be. Less chance of bad seeds taking root.
I would have thought easing your land god's pain would have earned some goodwill around here, but...
Ray is going to die anyway, just like all of us. Meanwhile, Outlanders come, taking what little we have left. Just like that Karja huntress I saw earlier. All dressed up like a bird, dragging an Utaru girl behind her like a slave. Called the girl a thrush. Never heard that before. Must be some old Karja curse.
Wait, a Karja huntress with an Utaru thrush.
What, am I talking to myself here? Yes. Saw them just today running southwest, likely to their deaths. Can't harvest the stinger fruit there. Too many machines. Poor Utaru girl, whoever she is. May her seeds find fertile soil.
I know you didn't mean to, but you may have just helped me find an old friend. Thanks.
Don't need your thanks. Don't want it.
And when I saw that, all those little things that was making me think that they're doing what I think they're doing just clicked and went through. Now that's just the more recent game. In Horizon Zero Dawn, I might try to dig and find this footage. I might have to play a little bit of the game over again to get to it. But there's a guy in the game called, what's his name? Aaron. Aaron ends up becoming one of Aloy's closest friends. That's not a big spoiler, but she becomes a friend of hers. And you have to do some errands for him. You have to do some missions for Aaron. And one of them involves his sister, who he believes is dead. Aloy has the nerve. Keep in mind, before you say, she's an outcast and she's socially awkward. Aloy knows what death is. She knows what loss is. She knows all that stuff from a personal standpoint. Aloy's mission in Horizon Zero Dawn is not as urgent as it is in Forbidden West. Aloy tells this man who's crying, essentially, hey bro, that's really not my problem that you think your sister's dead somewhere missing. I got time to help you.
The unseen.
Out of the way, errand.
I'm asking you to help me, Aloy. I need to know who killed Ursa. Not just the Shadow Karja army, I know that, but the exact soldiers who did it.
I'm sorry about your sister, but that's your war, not mine.
Don't act like this isn't personal. You came here hunting the people who nearly killed you, who massacred your people. Why should you have justice and not me? Look, I'll head for Red Ridge Pass, where Ursa's body was found, and wait for you there. A few minutes of your focus is all I need. Don't make me beg.
Red Ridge Pass, you said? I'll see what I can do.
Like, that's not like in these games, you do have some dialogue options. Versus, I'm not talking about you deciding to get more information. Those aren't what I'm referring to. There are like literal, you could choose how Aloy responds to people in a certain type of way. This is a baked in thing she says. You do not decide her. They wrote her to shrug off a friendly character to you because Aloy's just, look, Aloy's a bitch. Look, it's nothing else. I was trying not to say it. They wrote her this way. She didn't have to be this way. Look at Lego Horizons. Look at Lego Horizons. And let me tell you why this is so bad. And eventually, once I'm done playing through Forbidden West, I will review the game like I always do. But the reason why this is so bad, because this is more likely something I'm going to say in my review, but I'm going to just say it in more detail here. You cannot make a game that has so much dialogue and options to speak to people, and the person you're controlling and hearing talk is horrible. This is not good game development. This is not good writing. You cannot make a character that you're going to play as in a game for possibly at least 20 to 40 some odd hours if you do a bunch of different stuff. You cannot make them unlikable. You can't make it so blatantly obvious that they treat females different than they do males. You can't do that. Well, you can, but then you're going to get an unlikable character like Aloy. And again, there are game characters that a lot of people have said, hey, I didn't like Deacon St. John from Days Gone. A lot of people didn't like Deacon because he comes off a little too rugged. Like, he's not like Joel in The Last of Us. Joel in The Last of Us, you know, he was standoffish to Ellie, but he quickly kind of, you know, got a little closer to her. It happened faster. Deacon, it took a little longer for his character. That's probably why they didn't like Faye so much. Faye develops over the entire game and becomes a different character. Aloy has not gotten better with people at all from one entire game to the next game, which is weird because it's all the writers made her this way. And this is what I mean, they made her this way. In the beginning of, I keep trying to say Verizon, Horizon Forbidden West. The whole beginning of the game is her friends like saying, yo dog, we know you're trying to save the world and all that, but you could kind of use some help and we're here to help you. We love you, Aloy. Like, you're our buddy. You helped us save people. You saved our world, and we're going to help you continue to save the world. No, I have to do everything alone. No, like, she's acting like she's freaking Batman. I was going to say she acts like she's bad, but Batman has help. Batman uses people to help. Aloy is just shrugging people off. And I can go, it's not just her bad attitude and how just nasty of a person she is. It's beyond that. Aloy does stupid things that don't make any, again, this is all the beginning of Horizon Forbidden West. I'm about to say Verizon again. Horizon Forbidden West. There's a part where Aloy is getting attacked. Like, the enemies are on top of a hill. They have an advantage. You know, if you know anything about tactics, if someone's above you shooting down at you, they have the advantage. Aloy is hidden behind a rock with her friend, and they don't really necessarily know they're there. She just comes out screaming, come down and fight us, like an idiot. Now, of course, it's a video game and they're making Aloy the hero, so she somehow just beats them all. But you know how dumb that is? Like, when you have a character I already don't like because you decided to make them unlikable, then they're doing stuff that don't make logical sense either. It's like, how did this person even save the world? Like, it's so much stuff about this game story. I could probably make an entire video so far. I'm just getting into the Forbidden West. I haven't even really played the game that long. This is a combination of me disliking Aloy from the first game and just a little bit I played of this game. If she changes over the game, it will definitely reflect in my review. I hope she becomes a better character, but I doubt that she'll just do a 180 and becomes a nicer person. At this point, I'm willing to go as far as to say, if you want to play Horizon, either game, the first or the second, if you want to get into the franchise, if you want to play those games, I would honestly say first, do a little dialogue, listen to it, and if you don't like who Aloy is, just start skipping the dialogue, start ignoring it, listen to a podcast in the background while the stuff is playing. Like, I think you should pay attention to the overall story, but like, she's just such a horrible, like there's no redeeming factor. And I figured it out. I don't even think the people who, like the way they write the characters who really like Aloy, like Aaron likes Aloy kind of romantically. I think his name is Vaughn or Vaughn, I forgot his name, the black dude. I got to the scene where he was kissing this character from the little village, and I'm like, thank God he doesn't like Aloy in a romantic sense, because she's a horrible human being. Thank God he doesn't like her. So I think he just likes Aloy because she was the hero. I think everybody likes Aloy outside of people that want to sleep with Aloy. They just like her because she does stuff for people. That's her only redeeming factor, is that Aloy will do stuff for you. If you meet Aloy and say, hey Aloy, can you go to it's some guys harassing us, go kill them. She'll go kill them. It's some robot dinosaurs bothering us, go kill it. She'll go kill it. Hey, there's some treasure over here. You might want to go over there and get it. And if you can't, like, this is how much let me tell you this thing about this, her bias towards women is so crazy. This guy in the beginning of Forbidden West took down like this robot pterodactyl type thing, took down the robot. He want to scavenge it so he can get the robot parts off it and sell it. And there's like these people that's blocking the way and they won't move, and he's getting to the point he's going to go over there and just like essentially beat them up or kill them to get to the robot. And Aloy has an attitude with him because obviously that's a dickhead move, because these people, they're kind of like religious. They're not bothering anybody, but their religious belief is not allowing them to leave. So Aloy is going to go over there and deal with it in a better way. So I agree with Aloy to have an attitude with him. That's not the problem. But essentially, if you think about it though, like what did he do wrong other than he's fed up that these people won't get out his way? He just wants to get his stuff so he can make some money, right? Which is what they do in this world. Flash 2, in the same region, this is the beginning region of the game, there's this female character that she meets, or you can meet, it's an optional mission, that is telling you she's a thief. Aloy figures out she's a thief. But Aloy isn't so like annoyed that this woman's a thief, because being a thief is bad, right? But I believe because this is a female thief, like she even says, oh, so you're just an opportunist. Like, it's almost like weird, like, why is her morals different with women than they are with men? It's so blatant. I get it. She's a lesbian. Newsflash, spoiler alert. We get it. I'm gonna tell you something. As a heterosexual man, the similarity between a heterosexual man and a lesbian is what? We both sexually like women. Let me tell you something that a lot of men don't do. We don't change from talking. Like if you're a nice guy or a decent person, male, and you talk to another male, you're probably going to talk to them decently unless they do something to make you not do that. You're going to do the same thing to women, whether you want to be with them romantically or not, because you're just a decent person. Decent people speak to people decently because that's how they behave. I've never met a human being that says, I'm going to treat everybody that is not, maybe these people exist and I just never met one and I don't want to meet one. I've never met someone that says, I'm not potentially sexually into you, so I'm going to treat you like garbage unless I need something from you. Then I'm going to talk to you in the most business-like way. When I say business, you go to an establishment and you deal with an employee, they can even talk to you very nicely, greet you, hey, how you doing? Welcome to our store, blah, 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 blah. They're talking to you nicely because they're doing their job. But then there's people that's just straightforward. Do you need anything? Can I help you with something? They're not being rude, but they're just not, it's like emotionless. Aloy either talks to males emotionalists, like there's no emotions, or she talks to them like they're pieces of shit. Even people she's friends with. Her friend Aaron is fed up and annoyed, like, dang, Aloy, now, like, she already know Aaron kind of like her a little bit. But instead of just turning them down and saying, hey, I'm gay, or maybe she don't realize she's gay yet. But Aaron is like, I just want to help you save the world. And Aloy is just kind of like, do we have to deal with this now, Aaron? Do we have to deal with you trying to put your life at risk to help me save everybody in the world? Like, what are you mad at him about? Anyway, look, I can go on, but I think I'm over 15 minutes. Aloy, I hate Aloy. She is the worst. I have never met a character worse in video game history. I never met a character worse in any form of medium. She's horrible. Horribly written, no redeeming. The only redeeming factor is she's a doer. If you send her on a task, she'll do it for you. Even if there's not necessarily a reward, she's essentially a robot, which is crazy. You spend an old game fighting robots, and Aloy's the robot. She's the real robot. She's a robot programmed with a bad attitude. If you told her to go do something for you, she'll do it more than likely. But other than that, what else is their benefit? You think anybody enjoys having a conversation with Aloy? I don't believe it. Other than the women in the game that clearly like other women, they want to be with Aloy. But other than that, I don't think no one outside of wanting, there are men in the game that like Aloy romantically too. But there's nothing outside of her heroic feats. If her just speaking to people is horrible. She treats her friends horribly. The whole beginning of the game is like, hey dog, you ran out on us after saving the world. You just left. You didn't say anything. You didn't talk to nobody. You didn't the whole beginning, and then everybody's so forgiving. Like, I hope there's a moment in this game where her friend group cusses her out because she's a piece of garbage. She sucks. She sucks. This does not have nothing to do with Red Pill. This has nothing to do with no Sweet Baby Inc. This has nothing. Don't come to my channel saying you're one of those people. No, I'm not. Play this game and be objective. If you met someone like Aloy, why would you like her? Play Zelda. For me, people compare Zelda to Horizon all the time. Play Zelda. Link doesn't talk, but Link just grunting and facial expressions. Link is a nice person. You could kind of pick that up. Link is nice. Aloy as a Lego is nice. Last time I checked, people like nice characters. And if you're going to make a bad character, you better make them interesting or entertaining. The Joker is a psychopath. He kills people, but he's entertaining. Not only that, he's pretty smart. He kind of makes points at times where you sit there and say, he's a killer, but you got to make a point. Batman and him ain't too different. If Aloy wasn't who she is, I'm not going to spoil the series for you, but if she wasn't important to saving the world, who cares if Aloy lives or dies in this universe? She sucks. She sucks. Anyway, that's my rant. Thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you hate Aloy? If you have any redeeming factors about Aloy, I would appreciate if you don't spoil the rest of Forbidden West. You could talk about 09. I beat that game. But I'm not going to trip if you do spoil it. I just kind of like figure it that you're spoiling stuff out and stop reading. But if you have any redeeming factors of why you like Aloy, let me know. Maybe it's something I'm missing. Maybe I didn't see something. If you have a character you think is worse than Aloy, let me know too, because I think that that's going to be difficult to name. I don't care. Now, let's keep it in video games because I'm not going to say what medium it is. Let's keep it in video games. Find a video game character that's worse than Aloy. Please, I dare you. Anyway, peace out. God bless. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm out.